Hello, I'm Bood and welcome to episode 3 of Bood's Boca. Boys, as always, thanks for joining me. It's massively appreciated. Make sure you do all the good stuff to help me. You know what that is by now. And thank you very much for your view, for coming back for the 3rd episode. I genuinely am not making this serious thinking people are going to watch it or it'll grow my channel. I'm doing it for the pure love and joy for me. I'm treating myself. I wanted to do it for ages and I am absolutely loving it. I've not had this much fun forever. Like, seriously, I feel like a teenager again. Can't wait to go home from work, to open the laptop and get stuck into it. So this season, I'll be honest with you, at the time of filming this right now, is only halfway done. I've got to do something I've never done before, as you've probably seen at the beginning of the video, because we are in the World Club Championships in the summer and I played a little bit of it. I'm having fun with it and I thought, do you know what? The guys have got to share it with me. So I'm going to be filming the first half of this, and obviously I'm going to have to play the second half of the season over the next day or two, film the rest of the episode, and you'll get it all in one lovely package, hopefully. So let's get into it. Let's start with the outs as quick as possible. Joaquin Carrera, we've got 4.2 million for him. He's gone off to Verona. I mean, people rate him. He came from Italy to us. He wasn't that great. Mateus Pellegrini, decent little player for me, to be fair. Got a couple of million. He's gone off to Brazil to Palmeiras. More on Palmeiras later. Esteban Rolon, got about 2.9 million for him. I am going with my attacking midfielder tactic for the full season this year, so I don't need so many central defensive-minded midfielders, and he was the worst, so we've cashed him. Guilherme, decent player for me, solid, 33 years old though, got 775 grand for him. I think he's gone off to Brazil as well. Juan Ramirez, he's gone, got 500,000 for this lad. So yeah, good few players out, good bit of money in. But it's not over yet, no. The backup keeper, Federico Lanzelotti, got just over £1 million for him. He had a ton of offers, but I've got a new keeper, so I was happy to let him go. Now, on to the ins, and we've got some fresh players coming our way. The first one is Gianluca Prestiani, 19 years old, got him from Chicago, for a maximum fee eventually, if he hits all his targets, of £5 million. My new goalkeeper, 24-year-old Joaquin Blasquez. Yeah? Free signing. Buzzing with this pickup. Franco Orozco. I can't say that. Franco. He's 23 years old. He's been at Liverpool. We've been loaning him out. He was at Celta and a few other clubs, I think. Wanted to leave. Requested to leave. I think he might have been opting out. I think this is a lad who was opting out at the end of his contract. Now, again, similar kind of pricing, around £5 million eventually if he hits all his targets. But yeah, great little player for us. And then finally, we've got Mr. Bustos, 26-year-old Argentinian who's been at City and been loaned out to death by Manchester City, who signed him a few years ago now. I've brought him in to help out as a striker. Benedetto's very old. Vasquez is very good. We need a bit of help there. He can cover on the wing as well. Right now, he was actually finishing his contract. He had 6 months left, and it was all MLS teams. It was 5 MLS teams offered him pre-contract deals, but City were offering him out for 1.8 million if you signed him now. So I've offered him 1.8 million, which is a bargain, I think. And he chose to come to us straight away. So I'm very happy with this because he's a good little squad player. But wow, this man, later in this episode, the first half, blows my mind. So financially, we're looking all right, but the money does dwindle quite a bit. I'm not bothered. We seem to be ticking over quite nicely. Never going to get big bucks here. So obviously, this is the main league at the back end of the season. Something I want to win. Quite a few players weren't happy that we didn't win it. And obviously, I sacrificed a lot last year to get that Libertadores. I feel like this year the squad's good. And I want to get everything. I want the lot. I want to address something from episode 1. With Riquelme, right? Now, I don't know why I had missed it, but my owner was in charge of hiring and firing the director of football. I forgot to change it to me, and he sacked him off last year. I didn't have Riquelme all last year. He hired some really shit dude. So once I'd realised, I've took back over, waited for a year, and then I've just got rid of that guy and brought Riquelme back. Now, in the first episode, I mentioned, I think I worded it wrong. I said he could have earned more in Europe, and I think a few people maybe thought I said that he'd never been to Europe. I know he's been to Europe, played for Barcelona. Look, go down. And Villarreal. He's only there a few years. My point, which I didn't get across properly, was that he could have gone over to Europe, stayed there longer, earned way more money, but he's a one-club man, as in he loves Boca. He came back to Boca, and I think Boca fans would probably say they'd love him because they know he could have stayed out there, but he came home. And I think if you asked him, he'd have probably spent his entire career at Boca, wouldn't he? We are, of course, in the World Club Cup, which kicks off in the summer when we have a 4-week break, right? Now, I've noticed, obviously, all the big clubs have been winning it until the last one. Flamengo won it, and I think they beat Real Madrid in the final, right? And I just thought to myself, maybe it suits us better, this, because we're fresh. When this tournament starts, we're in full flow. We've basically played half a season. All the big European clubs are going to be right in the middle of their big break in the summer, their pre-season, when players aren't at their best. And I'm wondering if that helped Flamengo, and I was wondering if it would help us. So, of course, we won the Libertadores, and Cruzeiro, that's how I say it, from Brazil, won the Sudamericana, like the Europa League of South America, and we played in the Recopa Sudamericana, which is like the Super Cup of South America. Winner versus winner. For some reason, though, it's not just a one-off game, which I think it should be. It's 2 legs, which is a little bit annoying. And in the first one, we were quite tired, to be fair. I think I had a few players away on internationals as well. No excuse. But then, at the chocolate box, La Bombonera, yeah, we were in full force here. Full force, and we put on the show of shows. Look at that. So I picked up another trophy. I'm stacking them up. This was going to be my Libertadores group. No offence, Internacional are okay, but we should be steamrolling it, shouldn't we? So let's jump forward and find out how we did. Check that out. We topped that group, played 6, won 6. Look at the goals. We were amazing. And do you know what? I didn't even put a team every game either. Look at that. I mean, we beat Caracas 9-1 and 7-0. Holy turds. 23 goals scored, 2 against. We surely have to be favourites to retain this bad boy of a trophy. And of course, we play in the Copa de la Liga. And again, I didn't take it too serious because it is one of them. Like I said before, you don't have to win it. It's getting that top 4. You'll be fine. So there were times when I've rotated for the Libertadores. Sometimes they did okay. Sometimes they didn't. And we finished second because River actually gave us a kicking. Not long after we give them a kicking. These are all the results in the Copa de Liga. Doing quite well. That Union game was a bit of a shocker though. I'll be honest with you. As you can see, River beat us 3-1 in the last game. But we went on and won it. 3-1 against them. And a B team that. Happy days. We beat Independiente in the semi-final, 3-0. And then Racing Club in the final. Yes, please. But where did I batter River? You may be asking. I'm as shocked as you. I mean, Christ. How mad's that? So, I mean, I went for it because it's River. The derby. But wow, we absolutely tore and won. Look at that. Like always, my initial plan was to just play through the season. I wasn't 100% sure until I looked at the end of the last episode when the World Club Cup was. I knew it was in 2025. I knew we'd be in it. I knew the format's more like a World Cup now. It's quite exciting, really. I've played in it a few times. It's fun. But I just thought, do you know what? I don't know how it's going to work out. I mean, I know Flamengo won it last year, but I'll just play through it and do the whole season and bring you out the episode as normal. But last night, as I was playing that group, and I realised how much fun it was, I get to a certain stage and just thought, I've got to share some of it with you. Hence the reason I'm going to be filming this episode in 2 blocks over a couple of days, because we've got to share some of this together and it is absolutely bonkers. There's 3 teams in our group, and one of those teams was Pyramids from Egypt. Quite rich. I had a stint in Egypt on an old journeyman. And we annihilated them. We should have scored a hell of a lot more goals. Now, there's another team in our group. Manchester City. But Manchester City in their first game, which was ages before this, the fixtures are weird, right? Most of their team were like on internationals or something, right? And they got beat off Pyramids 1-0. And then I came up against City and beat them 3-1. Now, they didn't have Haaland, I don't know where he was, but they still had all the other ballers. Kevin De Bruyne and co. All them lot. I think Phil Foden didn't play either, but still. And this was making me start to think, does it suit us better in South America? Because a lot of us, we're in full flow here. They're in the middle of pre-season. And they've got guys on holiday or on internationals. And we had a few, but not as many. And then I'm thinking, does it help the fact that we're all Argentinian, we're all brothers, we all know each other, we all know how to speak to each other? I don't know. but that was an absolutely mint performance. Cannot believe Man City lost both games. I can't, I suppose, because that first game is pyramids. I don't know half of that team. They're all kids, but it is what it is. Tough shit, innit? I don't care. We're going through into the quarterfinals, and at this stage, you can see Palmeiras have beaten Real Madrid 3-1. So again, it makes you think they're like us, the other South American team. We got an advantage here over these boys who are in the middle of pre-season? Possibly. Liverpool have beaten Chelsea, so it's going to be Palmeiras versus Liverpool. I had to play Juventus. I swear to God. I swear to God. I wanted to scream last night, but it was late. Kids were asleep. Wife was snoring next to me. She'd have gone mental if I did. I had to bite into the pillow because this game was off its tits. What the hell are we looking at? Right. So it starts off quite slow. We were bang average. Everyone's on a 6. They score and go 1-0 up. Got Paul Pogba. They've got the lot on that pitch, right? And I'm thinking, fair enough. This will be it. We've done well. We beat City. We got out of the group. I mean, only one team gets out of that group. You know what I mean? And when you're in a group with City, we've done well. Fair enough, lads. And then we had an injury, right? And Bustos came on. Decent player. He came on and he got, you can see, a 10. He scored. He scored. He scored. He scored. It was like, I've never seen football like it. It was like the best I've ever seen us play. Look at our XG. What the and that is exactly where I decided to stop. So, Palmeiras. See? I said keep your eye out for Palmeiras. They've beaten Liverpool. So they've beaten big teams. We're beating big teams. It must be an advantage for South American teams. I'm just saying, that's my new theory, because we are bossing them, aren't we? And we possibly shouldn't be, right? So I've got Bayern Munich in the semi. So my idea was, I'm going to live com this, and we'll see how it goes. If by some holy miracle this form continues, I'll scrap it and we'll live com a final, because the final would be against Palmeiras. If we don't do well, I'll use this as maybe a little live com, maybe save some time for the rest of the episode. So let's find out what's going to happen. I'm well excited. Right then, so I've basically been chatting away to myself, doing a live com, but I'm 10 minutes away from the end, so I'm cancelling that. I'm scrapping it because we are winning 2-0. Not only are we winning 2-0, we have played some absolutely mint stuff. We've been great. We've been absolutely fantastic. I'm beating Bayern Munich 2-0. So, Christ, this is so exciting. Look at that little back heel then. Go on, Sanchez. Honestly, we'll watch a little bit of it together because this is the best. I've said it before, but I am loving being Boca manager. I'm loving this save. I'm loving this team. I'm loving some of the football. It's Pozzo. Oh! I mean, when you look at some of the players Bayern Munich have got, and we have a chance here at beating them. I mean, it could all go tits up. Nice little pass, nice control. Here we go. Lovely threaded through ball. Oh! No fucking way. We're just a team, but I think we're just in that groove. We've been playing a lot of football. They're in pre-season. I do think it... Oh, what a pass. Oh my God. Go on. See what I mean? We are playing like ballers. Do you know what? I want to say I don't believe it, but I do, because of the way we play through the tournament, and I kind of had a little bit of confidence, had a little feeling we might do it. Wow. I love this club, and I love this save. And I know it has a drop off in episode 2. It's probably gonna have a drop off in episode 3. People, maybe aren't super interested in it, but it's a passion of mine and I love it. And it's things like this why I love it. It just gives me joy to play, and that's what you've got to do in it. So here we go. It's the final in China at the Olympic Stadium. But first, let's look at a couple of things. One is their run to that final. They beat a team from China, I think it is. Then they drew with Barcelona, knocked out Real Madrid, knocked out Liverpool. But this is where they are in the league. You might have noticed. 12th. They got some games in hand, like mega games in hand. Christ, 6 games in hand. They'd be top of the league if they win all them. But still, we could be world champs here. Come on. Welcome to the Guangdong Olympic Stadium in China. There's the team I've put out. I've got the kid in midfield. That is a team that can do this. Got a great bench as well. So here we go. We kick off. Right. So I'm doing this on a Monday. And of course, I've still got the back end of the season to play the whole league. I've got to finish off the Libertadores. I'm still in the cup. Oh, you dirty sod. He could be in trouble. He could be red straight away. 20 seconds in. No, it's a yellow for Ronnie. Whenever I hear the name Ronnie, just always makes me think of Ron Jeremy. I remember when I was a kid finding a VHS porn tape in my dad's drawer, and it was Ronnie in his prime. First porn I ever watched was Ronnie. Yeah. Oh, go on. Good. So yeah, so my plan is I'm going to absolutely marathon session this evening and tonight. I'm going to stay up late. I'm going to get up early before work. And oh, go on, Pozzo! Yeah! Thomas Pozzo, what the bargain he was, cost me absolutely nothing, because I really want to play, but I really want to get this back end done and then hopefully film it and get it all put together and out tomorrow night, Tuesday night. If not, it might be out Wednesday. We'll see how it goes. I'll try my best. I just want to get it to you. Oh, Jesus. I mean, that Juventus game, when he came on, that Bustos, I can't even describe. It was like he channeled Messi, Ronaldo and Gabriel Batistuta into his feet out of absolutely nowhere. What a baller he was for that one moment in time. Destroyed Juventus. I mean, the whole team did, but it was him. Once he came on, the game just turned on its head. And then I just thought, we've got to share some of it. And I genuinely, I've just chatted away for a whole 75 minutes that Bayern game in case, we lost. But, when you're winning 2-0 and there's time left, you're like, scrap this. Let's do a final. Let's try and squeeze it in. I'll try and get through the back end rapid in the video. Because we could have a Libertadores final. We need to live com that as well. But anyway, it's half time and we're winning. We are 45 minutes away from being world champs, baby. But don't count your chickens yet, booty boy. No. Long way to go. Come on, lads. Palmeiras, so. Oh, no. Pozzo. No, I couldn't control it. So, excuse me. Got a couple of old boys on her. Palomino, the defender, I've given him an extension. I've given my keeper an extension. They really don't want me to keep Benedetto. I've given him an extension. He can stick around. He's took a big wage cut anyway. He's down to about 20 grand a week. From about 30, nearly 40 grand a week. So I don't mind now paying 20 grand a week. He's come on here and there's a sub and banged a couple of goals in. I'm not making any changes here. We've got half an hour to go. Ooh. Here's Fernandez. Bit of ball here. Lovely passing and moving. Lovely. This is what we're all about. Vasquez battling his way through. Oh my goodness. Right, building out from the back. Sanders to Arco. And he's give it away. Uh-oh. What a donkey. Made some changes. We've got Medina coming on in the middle. And Bustos, he deserves to lace his boots up and play in this final. Just purely off that substitute appearance. He even said in the news, super sub. I mean, if he came on now and tore it up, it'd be amazing. I don't know if he will. He's been all right. He's been a solid player for me. It was just like, who is he? Who's this man I'm watching on the pitch? Still can't get over it. Imagine that as a live comp. 8-3. Why can't live comms be like that for me? Do you know what I mean? You can't pick him, can you? But imagine that. What a ball. Here he is. Go on. He's the best player in the world. I struggle for time, and I had a personal save for ages, but when this series ends, I'm getting into my stories. I've got so many stories planned. So that's just a case of running databases and just creating stuff, which I can do quite easy sometimes. Because I've got all the stories ready pretty much. I think I need a personal save. I think I've not had one for ages. I think I'm gonna carry on with this even when it ends. Boca Juniors with a fully Argentinian players and staff. This is a proud moment, not just for Boca, but for all of Argentina. Champions of the world, man. I can't believe this. This is absolutely next level tit bonkers crazy. Absolutely mental. I've just got the World Beta achievement, which means I haven't won this year then. I don't remember winning the World Club Cup with anyone on anything so far this year. Wow. Nice little thing for me to get. Like I said, I am going to try my best to bombard this tonight in the morning. See if I can get it out on the Tuesday, possibly Wednesday maybe. We'll see. I'll see how it goes. I'll never know. But thank you for watching the first half. I'll see you later for the back end. We've got so much more to get through in this episode. Hello and welcome back to part 2 of this episode. As always, thanks for joining me. We've got a ton to get through and I had a marathon session last night. I've had about 2 hours sleep. And do you know what? Weirdly, I feel really fresh and energised. I've had a ton of fun playing it, but I do know we're struggling for time, so no more live comms. I'm just going to run through the last 3 competitions because we're still in the league, the Argentinian Cup, and of course the Copa Libertadores. I'm going to show you some highlights, show you some other little bits, and try and finish this episode off. So let's get into it. Firstly, we're going to need to possibly sell some players because I am going to carry this on no matter what happens, even personally, or I might stick another episode out. I'm not 100% sure just yet, but one thing I didn't do is any more signings. There's no ins or outs over the summer period. But first, we have to kick off with a Super Copa. So after about a week's break from the World Championship final, I can't believe we're world champs. It's still epic, isn't it? We played in the Super Copa. Normally I would have had a friendliest 2 to get us back in the groove. We didn't need that. And we were still on fire. We beat River 4-1 and picked up another trophy. So let's just jump forward to the end and run through the competition, starting with the league, which we have got back from River, who finished runners-up to us by a country mile. We were absolutely fantastic. You play every team once, but we were absolutely amazing. Now, someone did ask, I think it was my friend Brian, how the relegations work, and I've not mentioned that. You'll notice 25th and 26th have been relegated, not Gimnasia and Huracan. That's because they take the average over the past 3 seasons, and if you've been consistently poor over 3 seasons, that's how you get relegated. It's a bit complicated. I don't really get it. If you're Argentinian, or you know, explain in more detail down below in the comments. But what a season. What a season in the league. It was fantastic. I mean, we're winning everything so far. Luis Vasquez really coming to his own. Won the Golden Boot by 20 goals. Best player in the league, followed by 2 more of my boys. I mean, the lads were brilliant. Let's look at all the results. That's the first half of the season. I'm going to spin it. Now, you'll see at the back end of the season, we had a couple of bad games. Got beat 5-2. And then the last game, right? Now, like I said, I played this late into the morning. I wanted to get it done. I wanted to box it out. I was bashing through it about 100 mile an hour. And I fell asleep a few times. Now, River, I was really going, nodding off. And we were winning in 2-1. Last time I remember. Woke up this morning-ish. Oh, shit. Better turn my computer off. Because I had to do a few hours this morning in work. What? River scored 2 goals, but it didn't matter. It did not matter one bit. So what a season. I mean, we lost 2 games. I mean, I was up until there, I was this close to having an invincible season. It's like the perfect year ever. Now, we also won the Copa Argentina. We're going for the clean sweep, right? Perfect this. Like, the squad has just comes together no matter what team I put out. Now, you know about the early rounds. I think I mentioned them in the last episode. But we didn't exactly have a tough run, did we? I mean, apart from River, I don't think the big teams don't take this seriously on the game or in real life. I don't know. I didn't take it serious. So we played these. That's ish a B team. But the last round, I was definitely giving all the guys who weren't playing a lot a game against them. Guys who weren't playing a lot of game. And even in the final, a few guys sneaked in, but a lot of guys who haven't been playing, like the centre halves, the right back. So I didn't fully take it serious, and we still bossed it. We didn't really get challenged. We didn't come up against a River again or a Velez or someone like that. But yeah, we've won everything now, haven't we? So we won the Super Cup, basically the Sudamericana Super Cup, at the start of the season. We won the Copa de Liga. We won the World Championships. We've won the Super Copa, right? And we've won the league. That's 5. But we were in 6. What about the Libertadores? We started in the knockout rounds against Sporting Cristal from Peru. Well, the Cristal wasn't popping for them, it was popping for us, and we beat them 2-1 in the first leg. And then 1-0 away, and I don't know if you noticed, but I was giving guys who weren't playing all the time a chance. Took a risk and it paid off. Next up, it was against the team we played in the World Championship Finals, Palmeiras. So, you know, going for this, not going to mess around. It was 1-1 at their place and then 1-0 at our place. So not a lot in it. Still close, still a battle. Very good team. They got to a World Championship final, knocking out Liverpool and Real Madrid. I still can't believe we were the teams in that final. I think it was, honestly, it's still amazing. I'm still buzzing off it. Next up, it was another team from Peru. Normally, we're just knocking out Brazilian teams. So yeah, another Peruvian team. Another gamble for me. Youngster in the middle. You know, youngster in defence. Guys who weren't always playing. And we did enough 2-1 in the first leg away. And then I kept that theme with a B team. It was close. It's a gamble. I know this is the Libertadores and I love it and I want to win it. But we got ourselves into the final, and it's obviously was helping in the league this year. It's like the other way around. I was able to beat him a lot in this and concentrate on just steamrolling that league and getting that title back. But now it was time for the final against the best team in Brazil, Flamengo, a team that had won it back to back the 2 years before we've won it. So they've won it again, then we won it. So, you know, they are a force. They've got a star striker, is ex-Boca. Their number one goalkeeper is ex-Boca. And this was the only thing I had to win to get a full clean sweep. The perfect season. All 6 tournaments was in. I mean, what would you call that? A sex triplet? Could we do it? Well, we started very, very well. With a penalty in the 13th minute. 1-0 up. Happy days. It was a battle throughout this game. Both teams were absolutely amazing, creating lots of chances. They came back into it in the 33rd minute, making it 1-1 at half time, but it was just toing and throwing, loads of chances. XG was through the roof for both teams. Kick off in the second half. Langoni, my right winger, gets us back in the lead, absolutely buzzing. 2-1. Right, we just got to hold on to this, boys. And then in the 90th minute, our hearts were broken when Fernandez bloody equalised, right? But they deserved it. Both teams were great. It was a great game. I mean, this would have been a great live comp if we hadn't been in the World Club Cup final. Extra time, bit flat, bit shit, went to penalties, right? We step up first. Varela don't let the boys down and scores. Then they step up and they score, right? And then all our dreams are shattered. First up, Taborda, miss. Next up, Langoni, the guy who got us 2-1 up, miss. Lastly, Bustos, the hero of Juventus, the leading goal scorer in the World Club Cup Championships, miss. Can't lie. Absolutely devastated. Even though we've achieved so much this year, this team has been so good together. No matter what 11 I put out, lost no games really, beating big teams in the World Championships, won every cup, every league, and then the Libertadores, the one I wanted the most really, the one I love. Back-to-backs would have been fantastic. We fail on bloody penalties. Don't know why I feel so pissed off about it. Maybe it's not, and I'm not even going to blame it because I was playing like late at night and I'm tired. It's just we're just unlucky. I mean, look at the match stats, man. Look at the match stats. Really, I can't be too downbeat about losing the Libertadores final on penalties to a very good team because we've had such a fantastic season, and they might be champions of South America, but we're champions of Argentina and the entire world. We are world champions, so still super proud of that. Luis Vasquez, man. 59 goals the entire season. 59. How mental is that? But I mean, look at, as a squad, look at the appearances. I mean, obviously, a couple of these young lads aren't doing much. Benedetto still scored 12 in 8, the old man, who is retiring. He's got a year left on his deal and he's retiring. Benny. Absolutely devoted about that. But yeah, people are wanted. Even this kid's wanted by Porto. He's hardly played. The young midfielders wanted by all the big teams. Christ. Figal's wanted by Brazilian team. Velasquez, my keeper's wanted by fucking Napoli are after him. We come down. All these boys as well. Young midfielder. Barcelona want him. My goalkeeper, Brentford. My old man goalkeeper. Marcel's wanted by Liverpool. Vera's wanted by Milan and Inter. Fernandez by a few teams. Alright ones. Aston Villa want me left winger. Luis Vasquez is wanted by Gallagher. Never. He's better than that. But as a squad, man, they are brilliant. Everyone's tied up. No minimum fees. Obviously, Benny's going to go. There could be some changes. Now, like I said in the first half of this yesterday, I'm carrying this on anyway as a personal, even if I only get to do a little bit here and there. I love it. I've got a lot of passion for it. I've wanted to do it forever. I'm enjoying it way too much. But obviously, I know that I've won the league now a couple of times, won cups, we've won the World Championships, we've won Libertadores, but I'm definitely going to be playing another season. I'm going to chill out a bit with it, not hammer it as much. But I'm going to turn it into an episode 4 just for anyone who is interested. Now, I never checked where we were at the start. Maybe I could if I load up an old save. But we're the 8th biggest club in the world. I'm actually above Man United. No idea why City are at the top. That's how shit they were in the World Championships. But look at the teams I'm above. Honestly, thank you very, very much for supporting this series. If you're here now, you've watched all 3, and I honestly really appreciate it because I never make content for views or anything. I make content that I love, and I love this. and I love people who love what I love. So genuinely, thank you very much for supporting it. Really, whatever you've done, even if you just give me a view, that's massive to me. So yeah, I'm excited for what I can do. I've got a long weekend off. Like I said, Ted Lasso will be coming out over the weekend, the full database release with kits and graphics and everything. I need to add that new player. Have you seen the new player? If you're a fan of the series, they've signed a new player. They basically ripped off Zlatan. He looks just like him, acts just like him, and he's called Zava. So I'll try and get him into this database as well. But stories are going to be coming soon, loads more content. So as always, thank you very, very much. You stay happy, you stay safe. I love you long time. I'm Bood. Bye bye.